Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Good morning, my lovely people. Thank you for being here. Good morning, good morning. Youper girl, Youper gal, I want to say I've been thinking about you, and your brother's having open heart surgery today. We will all be sending prayers and good thoughts and vibes your way. Thank you for being here this morning. If my volume's low, let me know. Or if you guys can hear me okay, put a 1 in chat if the volume's okay. Put a 2 if I need to turn it up a little bit. Bella says, go ahead and put the 1s and 2s. I need to know because yesterday I had a buzz in my audio. I want to make sure we're good.
Psychopathy.
And it's all about Michigan and Detroit today. Just saying. We have a delivery. It's low. It looks low on my end. How about, I'm sorry about the dogs. Hey, Lola. Hello, Katie. Is that better? All right. That should be a lot better. Hopefully I don't have any buzzing in the background. Let me know. But Youper, we will all be thinking about you for sure. For sure. Okay. So before we get started today, I want to do a little housekeeping stuff and catch you guys up to date. There is a buzz. Okay, hold on. You is good. Now I'm really low. Hold on. Now I'm really low, really low. How am I now? Let me know if this is good or if I have a buzz. I am so sorry. I did a sound check too and it was fine. But I have a few announcements to make. So I want to get this straight first. Oh my God, I know. Shut up, Mutts. I'm not low. All right, no buzz. Okay, good. All right. We're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it. I want a buzz too. Okay, so housekeeping stuff. First of all, we are 93,603 as our subscriber count. So we're almost to 94,000. We're almost to 94,000 and our goal is 100K, obviously. Let me turn this up a little bit. I don't know why they're still barking. Oh my God. I have no idea why they're still barking. Oh my God. Is that better? Gypsy's soul just got out of the hospital. I hope you're doing better. Yeah, my dogs need to shut it. They need to shut it. So we are on our way to 100K. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. They have a lot to say, and it's getting on my nerves. Okay, so am I too loud now? Tell me if I'm crackling or if it's good. I am so sorry about this delay. This pisses me off. All right, let's just roll into it, shall we? Let's just do it. Hello, hello. Fuck. I just hate it that I have a buzz. Something's not right. I just can tell something's not right. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Now I'm really low. Now I'm really fucking it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up. Break it up, break it up. There should not be a buzz now. But can you hear me? Yeah, it's not like it usually is at all. Yesterday we had a horrible buzz. We had a horrible, horrible like feedback. I should have a prize for 100K? Yeah, I should. All right, so I'm going to give it a second. I think it's good now. We're just going to roll with it. Okay. Yay! We're good. Thank you so much, guys, for your patience. Chief Fry is like, shut up, dogs. Okay, so anyways, we're on our way to 100K, right? If you are a member of the channel, we are making the most of our Discord. We're making the most of our Discord this year. So what we're going to do is we're doing Movie Madness every week. We also are going to be voting on that movie every Monday. So every Monday we're going to vote, and then on Saturday we're going to play the movie in Discord. If you're a member and you're not in Discord and you want to know how and you're having problems, make sure you connect your YouTube to your Discord. And if you have Discord and you are gifted a membership, like this happened to Texas Ranger. Texas Ranger was already on Discord. He was gifted a membership, and because his YouTube was hooked up to it, he was like, whoa, how did I get in here? So if your YouTube's hooked up, and even if you're gifted, it automatically picks it up, and you'll be able to see the server. So also, I wanted to let you guys know as well that if you're a Patreon member, you can also join the Discord. So I'm going to put a fresh new link in Patreon today because they expire. So I'm going to make sure there's a new Patreon link for all the Patreons. And Kimberly Ann, thank you. So, yeah, if you're a Patreon member, check it out. And if you want to become a Patreon, the link will be in there. Flo, thank you so much for your $10 super chat. We have a weekly super chat goal to keep this stream going. Thank you so much. And also another benefit of Discord is that I put all my events in there. So if you click interested on the events, you'll get a notification from Discord when I'm about to get to go live. So you know how we always have like YouTube issues where I didn't get a notification? Discord will notify you. So it's a secondary way also to get reminded. So with that being said, the membership to the channel is only $2.99 for the cheapest membership. It's not anything crazy over here. Okay. You're not going to spend $7 a month, even though it's worth every penny. If I do say so myself, it is only $2.99 to be a channel member here on YouTube, I believe. So it's not bad. Texas Ranger's here. Hey, Texas Ranger. So that's why you were able to see the server, Texas, because you were already on Discord. So that's how that works, guys. It's pretty amazing stuff. And we're going to utilize that. And we have our memory. We're going to have our memory of the week. And then at the end of the year, we're going to put a video together of all of our memories from the 52 weeks. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. The Discord notifications are actually really helpful because YouTube's not always on the ball. And I'm supporting Michigan today. So if you're a Michigander, this one's for you. It's all about Michigan today. I don't know why. Just did. Yeah, and Discord is active daily. Like this is an ongoing thing. So it's pretty cool. And it's affordable. $2.99. Forget about it. All right. So thank you if you are a member, and thank you if you joined today. Hello, Bad Goose. Hello, Karchi. Trying trying to think if there was another announcement I had to make. Oh, yesterday's live. So yesterday we were anxiously awaiting the guy named Jeff. Yeah, every video that I put his name on gets demonetized. Okay, so that guy named Jeff. Now I know why Scott Reich calls him that guy named Jeff, because when you say that last name, you get demonetized. It is an affordable cult fee. That is so true. Tin foil hat cult all the way. Yes, Youper. I think subconsciously I did it for you. I think you were on the brain, Youper gal. Yeah, so that guy named Jeff, it was supposed to be released the 1st. Then it became this week. Then on Twitter yesterday, there was like 3 reporters that shared the doc. I had the flight log and said, this is it. And it wasn't it. It was fun to go over it, and it was probably funny to watch me get hosed the whole time. But that was not the drop. And the drop still hasn't happened yet. It still hasn't happened yet. So I think we have to call him like Jeff E. or something. I'm not sure how we're going to do it. But even putting his name in the title, demonetized. Because I uploaded that video last night to test it out. It was just a test, but it was, the Tucker video that I put out last night. Demonetized before I even published it. Just because of the title. So I know why he says the guy named Jeff. So anyway, we're still waiting for that to come out, and I will go live and we will go through it, but it's going to be, I guess, a lot of documents and depositions. So we're going to have to scroll through all the documents to find the names and people that are in it. But we will do that. I just wanted to give you guys a little brief update. Yes, it was fun to go over it. Yes, it was fun being hosed. Yes, it was fun trying to read it, but it was not the drop that we're waiting for. So today we're going to be watching the press conference from when Brian Kohberger was arrested. We're going to watch Moscow, and then we're going to watch Pennsylvania announce his arrest. And then I have some drone footage of Moscow, and then I have drone footage of the house after the murders. We're gonna take a closer look at that. That guy Jeffrey. That guy named Jeff. Jep. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, the other thing is that guy named Alex. Demonetized. Anytime you mention that guy named Alex, demonetized. Whoop, whoop. Oh, hey, the party's here, says Island. Thank you, Island. All right, let's start watching some Chief Fry. This is him announcing the arrest of Brian Kohberger. And there's our badass Idaho State Police guy in the background. His body language is interesting as well. Youper, welcome. Youper just joined. Yay. Welcome, honey.
Thank you for coming today. Last night, in conjunction with the Pennsylvania State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, detectives arrested 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case.
He is so shaky. Oh my gosh. His voice is real. I never noticed how shaky it was in this one. All right, here we go.
With the Pennsylvania State Police, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, detectives arrested 28-year-old Brian Christopher Kohberger in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, on a warrant for murders of Ethan, Zana, Madison, and Kaylee. I want to personally thank these agencies for their assistance in this case. Kohberger resides in Pullman, Washington, and is a graduate student at Washington State University. We will provide as much information as we can about the extradition to Idaho and the criminal process. However, due to Idaho state law, we are limited in what information we can release today until Kohberger has his initial appearance in Idaho court. I want to express my appreciation to our local community, the people of Idaho, and those throughout our nation who provided information to help us investigate these murders has been very impressive. We've received over 19,000 tips, and we've conducted over 300 interviews. To recap this case.
Holy shit, 19,000 tips? 19,000. When we got the last update in the last press conference, it was like 1,500. Wow. Wow. There's going to be a lot of information in 15,000 tips. Wow. That's a lot of fucking tips, guys. I mean, that's like, I'm actually quite stunned.
On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee and Madison arrived home at about 1:56 a.m. after visiting a local bar and street food vendor. Ethan and Zana were at the Sigma Chi house before arriving home around 1:45 a.m. The two surviving roommates had also been in the community but returned around 1 a.m. On the morning of November 13th, a 911 call was made at 11:58 a.m. reporting an unconscious person at the residence. The call came from inside the home from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones. Moscow police responded and found 2 victims on the 2nd floor and 2 victims on the 3rd floor. On November 17th, autopsies were conducted and the Latah County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 victims. The cause and manner of death was homicide by stabbing. Some had defensive wounds, and each had been stabbed multiple times. These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students. However, we do believe justice will be found through the criminal process. This was a very complex and extensive case. We had developed a clear picture over time, and we stand assured that the work is not done. But be assured the work is not done. This has just started. Since November, we have remained laser focused on pursuing every lead in our pursuit of justice for the victims and their families. I recognize the frustration with the lack of information that's been released. However, providing any details in this criminal investigation might have tainted the upcoming criminal prosecution or alerted the suspect of our progress. We will continue to provide as much information as we can as the process moves forward. Today, I want to specifically thank our dedicated Moscow Police Department detectives, patrol officers, the Idaho State detectives, the Idaho State troopers, and their crime lab technicians and scientists, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation for the resources and personnel to conduct this massive investigation. It was the dedication of them and the persistence and the numerous hours that led to an arrest. Fortunately, these highly skilled people worked together as a cohesive team to solve this case. I also want to thank our community and the nation. Over the past 6 weeks, I've been continually reminded of how much our community cares. Locally, public support has been exceptional with kind words, food for investigators, and letters of support. You will never know how much your words of encouragement help us through these trying times. I appreciate each of you and each of your kindness. Agencies and individuals from across the nation have reached out to us to express their support to this department. I'm reminded how our Moscow community, our families, and the nation has been impacted by this daily. Finally, I do want to thank our media partners for the help. You kept this in the news, you helped us with tips, you kept things going, and we truly appreciate that. And you are the product of those 19,000 tips that we received, which is an impressive number. I would like to invite Bill Thompson, the county prosecutor, up at this time.
Good afternoon, folks. My name is Bill Thompson. I'm the Latah County prosecutor. And it's sad to be here, but happy to be here at the same time. As Chief Fry indicated, a criminal complaint was filed yesterday here in Latah County, charging the defendant, Mr. Kohberger, with 4 counts of first-degree murder, in addition to felony burglary, which involves entering the residence with the intent to commit the crime of murder. Mr. Kohberger, and let me preface, there is a pending case now in court, and I and my office and the investigators have to live with the restrictions that our Supreme Court places on pretrial publicity. That said, I promise you we will share with you, through the court process or otherwise, whatever we are allowed to. I just appreciate your patience on that. The factual basis for the charges are summarized in what's called a probable cause affidavit that is on file with the court. According to the rules of the Idaho Supreme Court, that is sealed until Mr. Kohberger is physically back in Latah County and has been served with the Idaho arrest warrant. At that time, we expect that that affidavit will be available to you so you can share the true facts with all of your readers and your watchers and your listeners and all of the people who are interested and really need to know what's going on. So please have patience with us on that. We hope to get that to you as soon as we can. As far as Mr. Kohberger, I can share with you that he is a graduate student at Washington State University and has an apartment residence over at Pullman. He has had an initial appearance in front of a judge in Pennsylvania. He is being held without bond, and the warrant from our magistrate judge here also provides for no bond. We understand that he's scheduled to be back in court in Pennsylvania next Tuesday afternoon, and that a public defender has been appointed for him there. The process at this point is, since he was arrested in another state, he has the opportunity to either waive extradition and return voluntarily to the state of Idaho, or if he prefers not to waive extradition, then we will initiate extradition proceedings through our governor's office. If we do that, it can take a while for him to get here. So again, I'm asking for your patience and understand that's just the way the system works. Once he gets here, he'll have an initial appearance with our magistrate. They'll deal with issues such as making sure competent counsel is representing him, and the case will be scheduled for further hearings. Your primary source of factual information is going to be the court record, because that's what the Supreme Court says we need to refer you to. So please pay attention to what's going on in court and have people there to watch and hear what's being said. As an attorney, myself and my office, we are limited on what we are allowed by the courts to say outside of the courtroom. So please just work with us. Finally, as the chief indicated, this is not the end of this investigation. In fact, this is a new beginning. You all now know the name of the person who has been charged with these offenses. Please get that information out there. Please ask the public, anyone who knows about this individual, to come forward. Call the tip line. Report anything you know about him to help the investigators and eventually our office and the court system understand fully everything there is to know about not only the individual, but what happened and why. Next, I'll introduce Colonel Ked Wells from the Idaho State Police. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Kedrick Wills. I serve as the director of the Idaho State Police and certainly want to express our appreciation for your attendance here today. These tragic murders took 4 young, vibrant lives from our community. Nothing we do can bring them back. The only thing that we can do in law enforcement to honor their memories that we know of is to bring this to a successful conclusion. This has been a very difficult time for the families, the university, the community, and the state of Idaho. However, it is also proven that communities come together in tough times. Certainly appreciate the support of the local community and our national audience that has been following us as our investigators have worked through this case. I'm thankful also to you, the media partners, who have helped keep this case in the forefront that generates the tips and we hope will continue to generate information that will help us to a conclusion of this proceeding.
They wanted
I'd
more
like to
tips.
express our appreciation on behalf of the Idaho State Police to Chief Fry.
Did he just say they still wanted more tips? And Chief Fry said this shiz is just beginning. And he says it was a massive investigation. What made it massive? I mean, what made it more massive than any other investigation? Besides the fact that they had to have every agency in there. I think there's going to be more to Brian Kohberger. I don't know why, but I just do.
To a conclusion of this proceeding. I'd like to express our appreciation on behalf of the Idaho State Police to Chief Fry, his leadership, and the entire Moscow Police Department for the way that they handled this from the very beginning. He directed the right people to the right positions that led us to this conclusion today. I've had the utmost confidence in this investigation and in Chief Fry as well as in Mr. Bill Thompson and the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, who've been a great partner throughout this. Nothing has deterred the commitment of the investigators who've worked on this case, regardless of the organization they represent. It's been very trying and very difficult, as you know, that it has been on those investigators as they do the tedious work that they're so good at doing. The partnerships is what's led here as well. The partnerships between Moscow Police Department, I'd like to express our appreciation with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, specifically the Special Agent in charge out of the Salt Lake City Division, Dennis Rice, and also the work that happened in the last 24 hours in Pennsylvania with the arrest with the Pennsylvania State Police and Colonel Evanchik with the Pennsylvania State Police. We appreciate what they've done across the nation to help us as well. As Bill shared, this investigation is far from over. In fact, I appreciate what he shared, that this is not an ending, but rather a new beginning. The difference now is, as he shared, that we are dictated what information we can share by the court process and by laws in our state of Idaho. And so we will share, as he shared, Mr. Thompson is absolutely committed to share everything he can share through the court process. We've got to make sure that we don't get in front of that process. And we really deeply appreciate everybody's support here. The relationships that were forged here and the partnerships that were forged have led to this, and based on that is why we're here today. And we continue to believe that the best way we can honor these 4 lives that have been taken is to make sure that we have a successful outcome here. One of the partnerships that's been forged throughout this is a partnership with the University of Idaho, and on that I'd like to introduce the president of the University of Idaho, Mr. Scott Green.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Scott Green, President of the University of Idaho. Today's news and arrest is a welcome one. It's a relief to our university, our community, and our extended Vandal family. The outpouring of support over the past 6 weeks helped sustain us during the most trying time. It provided the strength that helped us navigate the international scrutiny visited on our students and employees. We are truly thankful for the compassion and acts of kindness shown to our community. Kindness is contagious, and it provided the light that reclaimed ground lost to evil and darkness. We first want to acknowledge and thank Governor Little for the early promise of financial support that enabled the university to secure our campus and focus on helping our students and our employees in the wake of the crimes. We also appreciate the Idaho State Police and the highly visible security presence that brought comfort and calm to a community shocked and confused by the senseless crimes. We never lost faith that this case would be solved and are grateful for the hard work of the Moscow Police Department and their law enforcement partners. Vast and committed FBI resources brought important expertise to this complex case. Across the board, dedicated, highly competent personnel worked this case to arrest. This crime has nevertheless left a mark on our university, our community, and our state. While we cannot bring back Maddie, Kaylee, Zaina, and Ethan, we can thoughtfully and purposefully carry their legacy forward in the work that we do. Our students come first, and that was proven each and every day of this investigation. We are committed to safely delivering the college town atmosphere, campus experience, and high-touch quality education for which the University of Idaho is known. With time, we will heal. We will move forward together, and we will remain Vandal strong. With that, I'd like to turn it back over to Chief Fry.
So now we will open the floor to questions. However, I want to remind everyone, as Prosecutor Bill Thompson explained, any factual information regarding the arrest of Kohberger is currently sealed per Idaho law and will not be released until he has appeared in an Idaho court. Please formulate your questions accordingly. I recognize there are a lot of questions, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can.
Is there an evergreen or Argonaut reporter?
Lauren Patterson, Northwest Public Broadcasting, Spokane Public Radio. I realize the records are sealed. I guess I'm not too familiar with how it works, but can you tell us what tip, what lead, what piece of evidence really led you all the way from Idaho to the suspect in Pennsylvania?
As I've said in the past, that's part of our investigation, and we won't be releasing that this time. We will have those answers. We'll have them as soon as we can make those available to you.
Then a quick follow-up and a two-parter. Is our community safe, or is law enforcement still on the search for other suspects who might be involved in this attack?
What I can tell you is we have an individual in custody who committed these horrible crimes, and I do believe our community is safe. But we still need to be vigilant, right? We still have talked about this in the past. We always need to be aware of our surroundings and make sure that we're aware of what's going on.
Hi, Chief. How soon into the investigation did police and law enforcement begin to spot Mr. Kohberger as a potential suspect? And a follow-up, how many tips, if you can say, were specifically related to Mr. Kohberger?
To the tip part, honestly, I can't answer that question, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. On the other part, that's part of our investigation, and it will come out. I'd like the mic to please come right over here.
Thank you. Dana Griffin with NBC News. Can you confirm that Kohberger asked whether or not anyone else had been arrested when he was in custody?
I cannot confirm that, or I'm not sure of that information, but that would still be a part of our investigation.
Did CODIS initially return any hits on this guy?
That's still part of our investigation. That will come out. If we could get somebody over here, please.
And then one final question. Is there any message to the online sleuths who slandered and harassed people who they believed were responsible?
There was a lot of speculation going on, and we've always said from the very beginning that we're the official message that comes out, and to pay attention to what we're putting out there to the press.
I'm Nancy Liu with News Nation, and we were over at the House this morning, and you told us that the remediation would begin today. It was suddenly stopped. Can you tell us why?
Yes. The House cleanup has been halted, and that came by a legal request from the court.
Christina Corbett. Okay, so they were in there to do remediation, which is clean the blood. So he's saying the court stopped it. But then we also have this demolition. So could the house have not been cleanable? Could it be that they don't want to tell people that? Like, what I mean by that is, what if because we know the remediation company was there. right? The disaster company was there. They had everything ready to go. And then they stopped. Could it have been that they got in there and looked at it and they were like, this isn't cleanable? I mean, there was blood coming out of the foundation to the outside of the house. And is that why they wanted to take the house down? Because it's not cleanable. I don't know.
In Fox News, Chief, have you identified a motive?
That is part of the investigation, and that will come out as we continue the investigation. But what we still ask is for people to continually send us things in the tip line. We are still looking for more information. We're still trying to build that picture, just like we have stated all along. We're putting all the pieces together, and that will help.
Chief Veronica Miracle with CNN. Any indication that the suspect knew the victims?
That's part of the investigation as well. It won't be something that will come out at this point in time, but as we continue the investigation and as this case goes to trial, that will be brought forth.
Have you spoken to the families? Can you tell us what they've told you today?
Are you talking the victims' families?
The victims' families.
Yeah, we have reached out to the victims' family as we always do. We've done that daily, and we've continued to have contact with them.
Hey, Nate Sanford, you mentioned earlier that you're still seeking tips about Brian and that people should still share whatever information they have. Can you speak at all about what specifically people should be reaching out for, like if they know something?
I would say anything and everything. As we've said all along, we know what tips we're looking for. We will take those tips and we will have professionals look at those and decide which pieces of those we need to use for our case. So we ask that everybody would do that.
Angela Palermo, Idaho Statesman. Your department and other investigators on the case took a lot of flack for keeping information close to your chest. Are you glad that you did that, and were you worried about tipping the suspect off?
I will 100% stand behind the way that we handled this investigation. And this all started from day one with our patrol officers arriving on scene, locking down the scene, us calling in the Idaho State Police, us calling in the FBI, and keeping information that was pertinent to this case very, very tight. We want to have a situation where when this goes to trial, there is no doubt that we've done everything right and we've slowed down and we've continued to slow down and we'll continue to do that.
Hey, Chief. Have you guys found the murder weapon or the Hyundai Elantra?
So we are still looking for all pieces of evidence, but we are still looking for the weapon. And I will say that we have found an Elantra.
So he says here they don't have the weapon. I don't know if he would lie about that. Do you guys? Because he does admit, yeah, we have the car. Because remember in the PA search warrant, it's the number one thing for the house in Pennsylvania is knife. Knife. Let's not entertain any holes or anything like that. Let's just delete shit that doesn't pertain to what we're talking about right now. Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about because I'm worried about fucking holes. That's why I want that shit deleted. Oh, the knife.
Stephanie Becker with CNN. Can you tell what it was like when you got the phone call when the police told you that they had your suspect?
I can tell you, for a lot of law enforcement, it was a fairly sleepless couple of days with, as we were leading up to everything that we were doing. But what I can tell you is I have faith in those agencies across the nation. I have faith in our officers. I have faith in the FBI, and they did a great job.
I do too.
But
you should too.
Sure, there was some times, even throughout the day, that we were always concerned.
Hi, Chief. Don Ubakis, CBS News. Can you talk a little bit more about the suspect's connection to Pennsylvania?
All I know is that he lives in Pennsylvania.
Chief Guy Tannenbaum from Nonstop Local KHQ in Spokane. More about the Elantra. We saw reports that you mentioned that you recovered an Elantra, but can you specify where that was found? And we know that that was one of the biggest pieces of information you were asking from the public to tip. Were you able to provide an information on whether those tips led to this seizure of an Elantra?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out in the future.
Chief Glenn Mosley, Idaho Public Radio here in Moscow. The additional police presence in town and on campus, semester's coming. Is that going to continue?
You will continue to see state troopers in the area. You know, we're talking to Latah County as well. You will see a presence of us that we're always have up on campus. We have assigned officers to that. So you will continue to see a law enforcement presence. I'm going to take two more questions.
Hi, Chief. Julie Scott, ABC News. Can you tell us if you eventually had a license plate number to the Elantra and how you tracked it to Pullman?
That's still part of the investigation that will come out.
Chief, hi, Matt Lovelace with the Murrow College of Communication. I want to ask about Mr. Kohberger as a graduate student at WSU. Are you aware of if he returned to campus after November 13th? And have you had any communication with departments on the WSU campus about his attendance?
So some of that is going to be followed up as we continue our investigation. We'll be asking some of those questions, but that'll come out in the near future. So what I do want to do is I want to thank you all. You really have been the national voice for us. You've given us the opportunity to get many, many tips, and I do appreciate everything you've done, and we'll continue to look forward to working with you in the future on this. So I'd like to thank you for that, and thank you for your time.
All right, so that is them announcing Kohberger's arrest. Now we are going to watch the Pennsylvania people.
But like, you know, that's like normal. Like I always hear like screaming almost every Saturday night. So like,
not even go there with that one. Now we're gonna watch Pennsylvania. This is Pennsylvania law enforcement press conference on the arrest. Why am I frozen?
Would lead to the Commonwealth of
I
Pennsylvania.
hope we're not frozen again. Yesterday I lost connection altogether.
Good afternoon. I'm Colonel Robert Ivanchik, Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. While I monitored the investigation into the horrific murders of the University of Idaho students, I did not imagine the investigation would lead to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. My heart goes out to the families of the victims, their friends, the community of Moscow, and the University of Idaho. No words can heal the pain associated with the loss of a child. Their young lives were ended far too soon. In law enforcement, we understand the best thing we can do for victims and their families is to follow every lead, collect every piece of evidence, and bring those responsible to justice. I am proud of the members of the Pennsylvania State Police who were able to help in this investigation. The cooperative relationship between our local, state, and federal partners stands the test of time. The officers, troopers, and federal agents work together tirelessly, putting in long, difficult hours. Communication and cooperation are imperative to success and to ensure the integrity of the case remains maintained. The culmination of that cooperation ultimately led to take the suspect into custody and afforded the families some sense of peace they deserve. I want to thank the Moscow Police Department, the Idaho State Police, and our partners in the Federal Bureau of Investigation for their support, assistance, and coordination. I also want to recognize the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. And finally, I need to acknowledge the members of the Pennsylvania State Police, specifically members of Troop N, our Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and our Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, who assisted in safely taking the suspect into custody in the early morning hours of December 30th. As previously indicated by Chief James Fry of the Moscow Police Department, specific details regarding this investigation cannot be released until the suspect is extradited to Idaho and presented with the probable cause affidavit. At this time, I will turn the microphone over to Major Christopher Paris, Commander of Area 3, who was involved in the coordinated efforts to take the suspect into custody.
Thank you, Colonel. Area 3 comprises Troops F, P, N, and R, and is made up of 1,000 approximately of the women and men, civilian and enlisted, in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. I'd like to introduce to my left Captain Norm Kramer, who's the commander of Troop N Hazleton, which is comprised of Carbon, Monroe, Columbia, and parts of Luzerne counties. I would like to reiterate, as the colonel said, that Idaho law prohibits any release of information contained within the affidavits. So we're going to do our best today to talk about what phase we are currently in the investigation, and it has entered a new phase with the waiver for extradition. And the continuing primary goal is the seeking of justice through successful prosecution and conviction, bearing the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. So with that in mind, we're trying to balance essentially two things: the public's desire for information against the need to maintain the integrity of the investigation and protect the suspects, accused at this point's due process. So I'll now attempt to give you an operational picture with the best information I can release at the time. So this begins when the Pennsylvania State Police Bureau of Criminal Investigation troopers were contacted by the FBI about assisting with surveillance of the accused in this case. I'd like to take the opportunity to specifically thank several individuals. Special Agent in Charge Jackie McGuire and Assistant Special Agent in Charge Dave Carter from the Philadelphia Field Division, as well as Supervisory Special Agent Bill Vigorito of the Scranton RA. We're very lucky in PSP to have a collaborative relationship with the Bureau, both in Pennsylvania and beyond, and their people are absolutely excellent. So as the investigation progressed, Troop N Criminal Investigation Section, commanded by Captain Kramer over my left shoulder here, began to collaborate with authorities in Idaho. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge Lieutenant James Curto, who is here today, Sergeant Anthony Ferdinand, Corporal John Chulak, who is not present with us, and Troopers Leary and Knoll, who are here with us today. It was through this collaboration and the charges pending in Idaho that those troopers were able to obtain search warrants and a fugitive from justice warrant that was prepared here in Monroe County for the location in Chestnut Hill Township and the fugitive from justice warrant for Mr. Kohberger, respectively. I'd like to acknowledge the Monroe County District Attorney, David Christine, as well as First Assistant Mike Mancuso and their entire office. The support that we received was absolutely excellent. Once those warrants were obtained, the Bureau of Emergency and Special Operations, BESO, coordinates our Special Emergency Response Team, CERT. They were selected to serve those warrants, the 3 search warrants and the fugitive from justice warrant. To define what CERT is, it's a full-time tactical team maintained by PSP to deal with high-risk warrant situations, barricades, and other incidents requiring specialized tactical training or other capabilities. From their perspective, we essentially task them to go out and serve a arrest warrant for someone accused of a quadruple murder. They're activated several hundred times a year throughout the Commonwealth. We don't typically hear of their work in a forum like this because they serve the warrant, the person's taken into custody, and they go about their assignment. They are the ultimate professionals. It's a volunteer team. They're highly trained and highly motivated. Captain Norm Kramer, over my left shoulder, was assigned as the top comm for the CERT activation, which means he was responsible for coordinating our tactical preparations. So tactical assets were then staged in the county, in Monroe County, into the evening of Thursday, December 29th, last Thursday. And in the early hours of Friday, December 30th, those warrants were executed at the location. Mr. Kohberger was taken into custody without incident. The scene was turned over to the FBI Evidence Response Team for processing. Mr. Kohberger was then turned over to the Monroe County Prison, where he has remained in their custody since. I'd like to thank the Monroe County Sheriff and the Stroud Regional Police Department for their support as well during the extradition process. Arrangements currently are being made to deliver Kohberger back to Idaho, where he can have continued due process and face these charges. So it's with that I will turn it over to First Assistant Mike Mancuso.
Thank you, Major. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mike Mancuso with the DA's office, the First Assistant District Attorney. I want to give my condolences to the families of the victims out in Idaho for their loss. It's my sincere hope that this marks a clear step in the right direction of effectuating justice for those folks. My office's role was relatively recent. We weren't advised of the presence of the defendant in our county until only a couple days before the apprehension of the defendant. But when we were told, we came together and worked very closely with Captain Kramer, who did an excellent job in almost like a clockwork operation. Part of my duties were to ensure that 3 separate search warrants were issued. Those affidavits attached to those search warrants are still under seal, so I can't discuss their contents with you. But one was for the person of Mr. Kohberger, collecting DNA and photographs, that sort of thing. One was for the white Elantra vehicle, which I understand has been seized and is being processed. And one was for the address, the residence itself that he was living in with his family. I was at the scene, and I have to say that Major Paris and Captain Norm Kramer did an outstanding job in coordinating the efforts, not only of the numerous Pennsylvania State police troopers there, but officers from other jurisdictions and disciplines within those jurisdictions to make this a very smooth, highly competent professional operation. It is a quirk, apparently. It's not in the norm of the states I'm familiar with that Idaho does not release their probable cause affidavit in support of their arrest warrant until after their defendant is brought or returned to that state. But having read those documents and the sealed affidavits of probable cause, I definitely believe that one of the main reasons the defendant chose to waive extradition and hurry his return back to Idaho was the need to know what was in those documents.
The need to know.
So that's
yes.
a significant development. Beyond that, looking at the scope of the situation and the ties this defendant has to my county, I would hold our office at the disposal of the Idaho authorities to help facilitate a complete background investigation into the defendant, both activities prior to the murders occurring within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and his activities after the murders in Pennsylvania. So we stand ready to assist.
See, so they were looking into his activities, and then they call his parents in front of a grand jury, and then they say, oh, wait. No, they didn't go in front of a grand jury. That was misinformation. No, his lawyer in Pennsylvania, that guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He said he spoke for about 30 minutes and then asked for a lawyer. And then he also spoke on the plane. He talked on the plane.
With that effort on an ongoing basis. Thank you.
We can now open it up for questions.
Can you tell us what state police specifically did, or can you give us any indication as to the operations of state police when you were notified? You talked about putting tactical in the area. How long were they there? And what's the
We're not in a position to give you an exact time. It was at some point prior to when the surveillance was taken as the investigation progressed to a point where search warrants could be obtained and the probable cause for those search warrants and an arrest warrant, a fugitive from justice warrant based on the arrest warrant out in Idaho were obtained. We began to take the tactical steps to plan to serve them.
Were you collecting evidence prior to his arrest?
At this point, like we said, it's very much pertinent to what's in the affidavits, which we cannot speak about.
What's it about his demeanor when the arrest actually happened?
Present sense impression, as likewise ongoing investigation, can't discuss.
How, Rob Mann, 69 News, how is Kohberger being transported back to Idaho?
Those arrangements are being discussed right now, as well as the logistics. The court order says, those of you who heard it today, it's within the next 10 days, so we're currently working on that in coordination with authorities out in Idaho. Sir?
Was the defendant's mother in the courtroom?
I can't comment. I don't know.
Is he being held in the Monroe County Jail until he's extradited, or is he removed to another?
No, he is lodged in the, since he was dropped off there Friday morning, he's resided in Monroe County Prison.
But still, until he's
Correct, yes.
extradited, he'll be there?
Are the marshals moving him, or which group is
At this
moving
point, that's still being coordinated between the state police and the authorities out there. We don't know.
Will the affidavit be unsealed when he arrives in Idaho?
I don't want to speak out of my lane. When I watched the press conference on Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, I was alerted to the fact that, according to Idaho state law, that the affidavits have to be served to him once he's extradited back before they could be unsealed.
Did he say, has anyone else been arrested?
Ongoing investigation, ma'am.
Has the motive been determined?
I can't comment on that either. I apologize.
Who transports him, sir? Does Pennsylvania State Police, the Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
He's presently back. He was transported from the courthouse by Monroe County Sheriff, and the logistics of who's going to transport him out to Idaho are still being discussed. We don't know yet.
Can you confirm the time of his arrest and how much law enforcement presence there actually was?
I would say it was in the early morning hours of Friday, December 30th. Tactical assets on scene were probably in the neighborhood of 50.
Were you afraid he was going to get tipped off before you got him?
I would say overall about this entire operation, and the credit goes, this is a part that the state police played humbly. You look at Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn, 19,000 leads. The video evidence that they had to develop in order to put that out, all public source.
What did he say before the tips? Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn. 38 sworn what? What's he talking about? They were asked if they were tipped off before they got him. He says 38 sworn, and then he stops. Listen again.
I would say overall about this entire operation, and the credit goes, this is a part that the state police played humbly. You look at Moscow Police Department, 38 sworn, 19,000 leads. The video evidence that they had to develop in order to put that out, all public source information. But when you talk about the service of a high-risk warrant for someone who's committed or alleged to have committed 4 homicides, there's nothing routine about that. And all of those tactical steps that were taken were in conjunction with the best efforts of the authorities, local, state, and federal, both in Idaho and here, to ensure that we could do it safely and to ensure that we could get him into custody and that those service or the search warrants could occur.
Sir, can we ask you a question of the first assistant district attorney? Mr. Mancuso, you described having read to a degree the contents of that affidavit of probable cause, and that you possibly speculated or theorized that he wanted to get back to read that as well, since he can't read that. Can you give us an indication, though, of the seriousness of what you did read? I know you can't talk about it, but can you share with us something?
Yeah, I can't get into the details, sir, but I can say it involved the defendant's connection to a scene of a crime consisting of 4 murdered people. So that's the significance of it.
Can you confirm that there is a connection between Brian Kohberger and any of the victims?
I can't discuss that, ma'am.
How confident are you that he is guilty of these crimes?
That wouldn't be my place to say. Certainly confident enough that there was ample probable cause for the issuance of the various warrants in the case.
What was your reaction when you heard this? You've all talked about you followed this. This happened states away. When you get that call, or you all get the call, that this person could be right here in your home area, what's your reaction?
Well, I was surprised, really, Monroe County of all places. It hits close to home. It's a normal human reaction, I would think, under the circumstances.
Do you know when he and his father left Idaho or Washington and drove to Pennsylvania, what that date was?
No, I don't know the exact date, ma'am.
Approximately, we understand the middle of December, is that correct?
I think that's approximate.
And what about, we heard reports that they were stopped not once but twice on the highway. Can you elaborate?
I'll defer to his Pennsylvania public defender on that.
Do you have reason to believe that Kohberger is connected to other crimes and unsolved mysteries in the area?
I wouldn't answer that question at this time.
You start looking at some that may be unsolved where he was around.
That would be a normal thing to do.
Question for the PSP here. Said he was taken without incident. Was it safe to say that, I shouldn't say it's safe to say, but did it seem like he was expecting?
I wouldn't comment on what his present sense was. I would just comment that the professionalism of the CERT team and their tactical training definitely proved in a situation like this to do it in the most tactically sound and fastest way possible.
Was there anybody else in the house at the time?
His parents were in the house at the time.
Did they say anything to you?
Again, present sense impression. I can't comment on that. An ongoing investigation.
He went down the door.
Force was used. The warrants were issued for evening search warrants, which in Pennsylvania requires additional probable cause in order to serve them at the hours of darkness.
We went over this. We went over this in an earlier stream. Thank you, Joshua Sea Dog, for your super chat and clarifying that. So apparently they have 38 sworn officers in Moscow. I didn't think they had that many, but that might be what it means. But yeah, if you notice here, so everyone wants to say, they didn't have enough. They don't have shit. They had to have extra. They had to have extra probable cause in order to serve the warrant at night. And just because there was other DNA in the house doesn't mean Brian Kohberger's innocent. It means he's playing games because he knows there was other people in that house.
He went down the door.
Force was used. The warrants were issued for evening search warrants, which in Pennsylvania requires additional probable cause in order to serve them at the hours of darkness. I would defer to the first assistant to talk about the legal burden that you bear in order to obtain those. But from a tactical standpoint, based upon all of the briefings that we had developed and all of the intelligence we had developed, we thought that was the best time to serve it.
And what tipped off that Pennsylvania was involved with this?
We were alerted by the FBI. Troopers in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation were alerted.
Anything on like his social media pages that tipped anything?
Okay, so the FBI notified them, hey, our suspect is in your state a couple days before, they say, anyways. I think they knew before he got there.
I can't comment. I don't know.
Has parents been cooperative in this whole process?
Can't comment. Ongoing, like I said. The state police's role here was to serve the warrants and assist with the surveillance, which we've done. We've been part of major investigations. You know, these are men and women who take an oath to protect their communities and the Commonwealth here. We're very humbled with the opportunity that we had, given a case that has really gained international attention, to play a small part in it. And our hat is off to Moscow PD, again, with the size and the complexity of this investigation and the work that they've done to get us here today. And this is only the beginning of the next step.
If it's determined that anyone here in Pennsylvania...
He, again, is talking about the size of the investigation. Why is this investigation so huge? I mean, we had a guy who lived in Pullman who drove 20 minutes away and committed a quadruple homicide. And it was contained as far as we know. Right? So why was this so massive and so large, other than the fact he drove across the country? I feel there's more to it. I feel like there's more to it. I don't know why, but this is Chief Fry said the same thing. He said it was massive. This isn't a massive crime scene. It's one house. So unless there's other things, what would make it so big?
Either help to conceal or dispose of any evidence, then you would be a part of this case, or would it go to...
I would say that we would pledge whatever support we can for ongoing investigations with the Idaho authorities here in Pennsylvania. Absolutely, we would help them in any way we could.
Were there any weapons found from the home?
I don't want to get into what was actually seized in the house pursuant to the evidentiary nature of it.
Can you give any insight into why you all decided to go in overnight to make the arrest?
Those are tactical decisions in terms of base surveillance. I don't want to give out too many tactical factors that go into that situation, but obviously surveillance was conducted, and we wanted to go in at a time when we thought it would be the safest for everybody, safest for anybody else in the house, safest for Mr. Kohberger, and safest for our people.
There was an interesting question asked earlier about the care that needed to be taken to not tip the suspect off. Could you describe how long that lid had to be on things and how many people were involved in it? Like how many people knew and for how long?
So I would say, I would answer the question this way. I don't want to get into a timeline in terms of when we were notified by the FBI and when the surveillance began. Obviously,
See, they're not going to tell us because the FBI doesn't want us to know any of their tactics.
we know on Thursday night into Friday morning is when the warrants were served. I would say, as a credit to the professionals both standing behind me and others not here, many others not here, the information was held very close. And we did not want to have any situation where Mr. Kohberger potentially would be tipped off. So as a result of that, I would say a close number of approximately 7 to 8 individuals, maybe 10 on the most within the PSP side of this operation knew about it.
And for days, can we say? Or?
I would say for a period of time. I would not feel comfortable commenting any more than that, for a period of time. And then as the tactical assets were brought in, people were briefed.
When the movement plan is finally decided, will there be an announcement? Will
not from the state police, so we would defer to Moscow and the authorities in Idaho.
When he starts leaving Pennsylvania?
Well, we have security concerns now, obviously, to move any prisoner. Anytime you move somebody from a secure prison to another place, we don't want to. There won't be an announcement from the state police in terms of those logistics, but they're being worked on right now.
Can you give us your best guess when you think he might be moved, roughly? Tomorrow?
We would like to do it as soon as possible, but the court order says 10 days. We have 10 days to coordinate it.
Can you potentially be on a plane tonight? Is it possible he could be on a plane tonight? That's a possibility, right?
I can't. I would think that's probably not likely.
A private plane, or would you fly commercial?
We're looking into that right now.
Can you confirm or deny that a window was broken in order to gain access into the home?
There were multiple windows that were broken, I believe, to gain access, as well as multiple doors. I think the video of the house after the fact confirms that, and that would all be part of the tactical plan based on the floor plan of the house, et cetera, and what the CERT operators would do to serve those warrants.
Was this suspect on your radar before, and are you looking at any connections?
I wouldn't comment on that based on the ongoing nature.
But how about did he have a criminal past? According to the UJS, I didn't see anything.
I can't comment on a person's criminal history during an ongoing investigation.
Sorry, Mr. Mancuso said that you stand ready to assist in giving a complete background of the defendant. What specifically is law enforcement interested in?
That'll be the last question after Mr. Mancuso answers.
In any case of this nature, and I prosecuted a fair share of homicides, double homicides, that sort of thing, you want to look at any evidence of possible motive. You want to look at any evidence of a pattern, of modus operandi or method. You want to get into the subject's character, mental state to the best you can, that sort of thing. So it'll be an all-encompassing effort, which we stand ready for. Okay.
How do we do this?
We have our ways.
We have our
Thank you.
ways.
Thank
Thanks, everyone.
All right. So I don't know. I mean, they're all talking in code, you know. They're not giving us anything. Not giving us anything. But I think that there could be other crimes, definitely, that he is looking into. And this is just a review because that's, like Flo said, that's what we do. We go back after we learn things after a whole year of following a case. It's a very, very long time to follow a case. And after a year, you learn and take in so much that these press conferences can make more sense. That one didn't really make more sense to me because I feel like PA was very vague. But we do know that Kohberger's parents went in front of a grand jury in PA, and then it was later retracted. Like, nope, they did it. So this is going to move us into our next segment of drone footage. And the first one that I want to show you, I have several videos. This one here. Where did it go? This is going to be from the news, and then we're going to watch some that an individual actually did around Moscow and see if we can see any Kohberger sightings. What up, River Bradford? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on slow mode so we can take a gander. This drone was done, let's see. January 5th, 2023. This was from January 5th, 2023. So, I mean, not that there's anything exciting in it. I don't know if there is or not. I've been saving this for a rainy day so that we could watch it in slow motion and see if there's anything that we pick up in it. So, get your votes in, you guys. Off-topic poll, but do you support Gypsy Rose and her her release and her being on social media with 5 million followers? Do you support this? Glenna says, watch the white car with a sunroof come down the side road. There's not going to be any car because Brian Kohberger was already arrested at this point in time. He was already in the clinker when this drone footage was taken. But I do have drone footage from an individual who did drone footage in August of 2022 of Moscow. Just rando footage. So we're going to take a look at that as well. I'm glad that you guys feel that way because I don't either. I think it's absolutely atrocious and disgusting. And she makes me sick. Because if she's going to get out, why are the Menendez brothers still sitting in prison? And this is a discussion we're going to have. Because, no. No, I hate that she's being treated like a celebrity. It's gross. It grosses me out. I don't like it. It's just like when people... Oh, there's a car. But Brian Kohberger's already in prison, in jail. Spooky. Oh, the clinker, the big house? Yeah.
Go into the clinker, the big house.
So if you look here, let me pause it for a sec. I'm going to show you guys something here. You guys probably already know this, but this, let's see. Right here, I believe. Where's my pointer? Oh, my visitor just arrived. Okay. Right here is, I think, where that Ring doorbell footage was. Where the girl got the ring. Hold on, I'll be right back. Yeah, he was fired. So what was he going to do? What was he going to tell people? Which house did Ethan's BFF Hunter live in?
Awesome.
I think it was. Hold on, let's go back. I'll show you. I'm pretty sure they lived in this house. I'm not 100% positive, but I feel like it was this one here. I feel like that was where Emily lived. Emily and Hunter. I feel like they lived there, but I'm not 100% sure. Hey guys, just give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Come here, BZ. Oh, you're locked out? Oh, you're locked out.
You don't hold a camera.
Okay, I apologize. I have a visitor that arrived. Do I think there was a camera on the back of the house that I circled? There could be. There really could be. I feel like that was definitely Hunter and Emily's house, though. I do. So they ran over, right? Emily, or I think Emily might have been there too, because remember there were several friends. I feel like Emily would have run over there with Hunter. Like maybe they were both there. We don't know. Okay, so let's continue watching. And I don't know, maybe they're doing like a run through with this white car. Like, why is that white car taking that path? Let me check, Cindy. We should have gotten a notification. Thank you for joining Patreon. Oh, okay. So here we have a better view of those houses, guys, right here. Check it. So there's the door that could have had the Ring doorbell, because remember Undie Girl? That's Undie Girl's house. Oh, that's Emily that opens the door? Cindy became a Patreon. Thank you, Cindy. There should be, oh, Cindy, you're already in the Discord. So I feel like hang on, let me turn this thing off. So Undie Girl said, I got a thing for my door because I have to walk around to my room, and I don't like that. Like, she didn't like walking around to the back, you know, where it was dark and stuff. And I'm sure they had been hearing something, because when Undie thing happened, it already, she already had ordered a Ring doorbell. So she ordered a Ring, camera, doorbell, whatever she put back there, but she had done it before her car was rummaged through. So I feel like there was something going on, that either these girls talked or they all felt creeped out by somebody or something. He saw a video of him just sitting there. Where did he say that? Yay, Cindy. Thank you so much. She was very creeped out. So it wasn't just that incident. I feel like it couldn't have been, because she was already creeping out. And I think that Brian Kohberger sat there and watched them inside and outside looking. You're right, Jeff. It could be the next house up. But at any rate, that could be Hunter and Emily's house then. I know it's one of those two. All right, now we're coming around to the side of the house where, hold up. Let's look what's over here. Okay, so see the back of that house? See that window? What the heck is that? Hold on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I love looking at stuff. Okay, this right here. This. See that? It's like a basement window, and it's like dug out. One 26, you think? Kind of creepy though, huh? That window, how it's all like, ugh. I have to wonder if he ever went to that window. It's creepy. That would be really scary to have your room there on that ground level like that. He parked 30 minutes. Interesting. I missed that, I guess. I know he said he touched their Wi-Fi, but there's that window again. And that is so close to their driveway. I wonder whose window that would be. Or what room that would be, because look how close that is to their driveway. I mean, I've seen window wells. It's just weird. I've never noticed that there was a window well right there, pretty much in the yard of their. I mean, that window would be right there. Like, think about when the body cam of the cops. The cops were literally dumping all of those Trulies or whatever the hell they were drinking right here. All that alcohol was getting dumped out in the body cam right there. So this person would see a lot too if they were looking out that window. They heard something. And I know that the Gonsalves went and talked to all the neighbors. Isn't it called Truly? I don't drink that. I don't know what it is. Isn't it Truly? Oh, White Claw. What's Truly? What is Truly? I don't even know where that came from. No, I don't think they're cellar doors. I think that's just a window. But it's weird how it's dug out and it's really close. What is Truly? Is that a drink too? Was I wrong? Okay, hold on. Okay, you see the house in the bottom right corner right now. And then you see the houses next to it. How close it is. It's crazy. I had no idea that window was there. I thought Truly was a drink too. Oh, from the Kylie Rodney case? Was it really? It came out of my mouth just way too easily, and I don't drink, so I knew I heard it somewhere. All right, here we go with this angle now. Oh, shoot. Why'd they cut it? Go back. I've never really looked at this parking lot back here either, that close. Let's take a closer look at this. So, you guys probably have analyzed this. I have not. I knew there was parking back here, but I guess I didn't realize that it went all the way down. And can you turn around here, or is it a dead end? Can you go all the way around, or do you have to come back this way and then leave that way? Do you guys know? It really is, Jeff. I've never really looked at it. So you're saying it's the dead end. It doesn't go all the way around. So you either park here or you park back here. So you can't get around the back? We have no idea what anybody heard W. Smith because we haven't seen witness accounts. Sealed. You can go all the way around? Like this? And then swing back around? It goes all the way around. Well, thanks for letting me know that because I did not know it went all the way around. Very, very interesting perspective from here, though. So do we think that he came, like, when he did the tire marks, right? Remember he did the tire marks? Did he come straight down or did he go around? Like, did he come from this way when he squealed the tires? Or was he coming from this way and made the turn and went too fast and, like, left the tire marks and then kept going? Because he was dumbass in a frenzy. Hey, women, missed you too. Hope all is going well with you. I think he came around that corner. He made the turn. Yeah, that's what I thought. We have no idea how many eyewitnesses there are. There could be a lot. We don't know. There's the frat house, and then there's the proximity to the King Road house right there. Or what was the King Road house, I should say. Yay, women, I'm glad you're feeling better. Hey, heathen. I think 52 Queen Road is in those brick buildings there. I'll check out Mob Crew. I won't be watching any Grey Hughes, but I'll check out Mob Crew. Seatbelt ticket, Annie Ruler, they pulled him over and had two people. There is no record of two people in Brian Kohberger's detainment. I can promise you that. I have also requested the thing, and there is nothing that alludes that Brian Kohberger had a passenger. And they won't release the body cam because it's all part of this investigation. There's nothing sus about that. What do you think about the house being taken somewhere and buried? What? What do you think they're going to do with the remnants of the house? You think they're going to float it up in the air? I mean, what do you think is going to happen with the debris? I don't get that. And do you really think that they want people, idiots? I mean, the people on YouTube have proven themselves to be idiots, and I don't put them past them to go and try to get souvenirs from this shit. Oh, I got a souvenir from the house. I'm going to put my tarot cards on it. I can just see it. It's so disrespectful and gross. So if they're taking, precautions to avoid that, I'm all for it. All right, let's take a look at this chick, her video. This is Just a random, I'm going to mute it. This is random Moscow, Idaho 4K drone footage downtown, University of Idaho, new developments, and more. And this was drone footage that was taken a year ago on August 2nd, 2022. And look, there's 6,666 views. Let's watch her drone footage of Moscow. I don't know if we'll catch anything, but we will see. Lots of white cars in this video. And, you know, there's a lot of white cars in Moscow. Pullman, Moscow, rather. But she does show the downtown area right here. And if any of you guys want to dive deeper, obviously, Jasmine channel, I will put her channel link in the description of this video. And you guys can take a closer look at her footage if you'd like. So this is the girl that vlogs. But here is that bike path. Remember, this turns into Paradise Path, right? So this goes between Moscow and Pullman. Paradise Path. Remember, Brian loved the paths back in PA. Remember, he parked on one of those and he got freaking locked in. Being a creep burger, they locked the gates behind him. But that's the path. It goes all the way from Moscow to Pullman. Oh, I think it's beautiful out there, too. I love it. She's just showing where. So this is the road he would have taken as well. This is that 280 or whatever it's called. Okay, here we are in the vicinity here of the college. Remember the pictures of Kaylee on the tennis courts? Remember that one on Instagram? And then here we have a downtown event. And I'm sure like the Mad Greek is down here. I'm just not sure where. You'll motor the home there for the trial? Can I come stay with you, Flo? Wouldn't it be weird if we saw Creep Burger walking around? I was just trying to see if I could see like the Mad Greek or anything like that. I don't know, you know, exactly where it is in proximity to this footage that we're looking at. But this is some downtown event they had in August, I guess. August of 2022. Really, Jeff H? I feel like he dumped the knife out in the wilderness where he went out where Kopaka lived, out in Genesee or whatever it's called. I agree with you, Island. It is. I think he took it out there to by Kopaka. Kopaka's parents live out there. But this is the downtown area. This is, I can't tell what road that is. There's the Wells Fargo. You should be able to tell it from that. Is that the farmer's market, you think? I just thought it was interesting that she was droning around there in August. The Storm Cellar. There's the Mexican restaurant. There's Rosauers. We heard about that a lot in the police blotter. And there's the food co-op. We've heard about that a lot in the police blotters as well. There's Marshall's. There's Marshall's. The Marshall's receipt. The Palouse Mall. There's Marshall's again. Did it really? Patty says, I was partying in Moscow in 1977. Your sister was at U of I? Wow. Yeah, they do. Probably because the college, you know. The college keeps that town moving. You were almost pissing yourself on what, Space Force? Flight stream? What does that mean? The flight list? I haven't read the comments on that one yet. Is it bad? This has got to be, look, this has got to be somewhere, like, the Corner Club has got to be around here somewhere. See the lights, the string lights? Is that the Mad Greek? How come just one semester? Did she not like it? She's got another video she did as well. I thought it was interesting just to see where everything is. It's a really good view. That's the curve. Yep, I'm kind of recognizing where we're at a little bit. She has another one. This one is a little newer. Let me see what she's saying, actually. So this is from, oh no, this is actually 2 years ago. April 23rd, 2021 is this one.
Thought it'd be cool to put an updated video on YouTube. I'm going to show you downtown Moscow, a couple businesses. We'll take a look at the University of Idaho, where I'm at now. Logos Private Christian High School. I'm showing you from eye level, a bird's eye view, and then I'll also show you neighborhoods and some of the historic buildings that are located downtown Moscow.
So this is from 2021, just to give you some drone footage, I guess, just to see what it looks like. The other one I showed you, though, was from a year ago. This is all University of Idaho. There's another white truck. So those were just being built in 2021. The Target, the Ross, the Marshalls, and all of that. I'll definitely put the link to her channel in there, though, in the description. You guys can slow these down and really take a look at the buildings if you'd want to. I just thought it was a good way to kind of see the town and how everything's set up, and then the ones where, Brian Kohberger was living in the area. Who knows what could be on those? Palouse Juice Bar. There's the Mexican place again. St. Andrews College. Oh, let's see here. Hyper Spud Sports. And she went away. Okay, so right here is Paradise Path. Remember this water place? Remember in the blotter, there was someone who reported someone creepy on Paradise Path at this water treatment facility. That must be the local hospital. There's the theater. I think that theater actually hosted the Danny Rawlings story, which is based on Scream. And they played that in October of 2022. Did you guys know that? So this is a thrift shop. Yeah, they did that one too. They did the Michael Myers one too at the theater. Creepy. Did you see that disco ball? Didn't the girls have a disco ball? So that's that one. And then I have one more. Hold on. I have one more I wanted to show you guys. Thanks for sticking around with me today. I really enjoy our time together. Does that sound goofy? I do, though. I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. Shit. Watch later. Oh my gosh. My computer needs a restart, I think. Okay, here is. All right, so we were talking about 1126, Jeff H. This is 1119. Check this out. Debbie Spurgeon was selling this house. This is from 4 years ago. This is 1119 King. So what I'm going to do is this. We're going to look up that address and make sure which house it was, if we can even tell. This is what it used to look like. But what house is that? Which one on their road is what I'm trying to figure out here. So which one's 1119? I miss you too, Gracie. Oh, God, I just went back to like 1992. I don't know which one's 1119. Yeah, the knife threat was in September. Is it this house here? I don't know. Let's take a look. Just steps from the university campus. I think that's that one on that road. What a piece of shit house. Yuck. Okay, look. So it just shows how you can see. Like, they literally are in a bowl. The last house on the left across from Jack D. What's 1119? Oh my God, Sea Dog. Are you the one on Twitter that keeps tagging me? I just need to know. Crouton. We're just looking. We're not looking for anything in particular. We're just looking to see what it looks like. These houses are disgusting. I mean, I'm not trying to be a prude or anything, but damn. This is when 1119 King was for sale. Bye, True Crime. Have a great day. You do, Sea Dog? That's you on Twitter? You're making fun of me on Twitter. What do you mean you love my content? $520,000 for this house 4 years ago in 2019. 1119 King Road. No, this is 1119, not 1112. This is just a house. I found footage. I wanted to look at the outside. I wanted to see where it was. I wanted to look at the neighborhood. Correcting? Dude, you keep going on and on and on and on. Are you kidding? That's all right. You do you, boo-boo. You do you, boo-boo. Here's the last drone for you. This is 2 years ago. This is by Campus Mania. This is an 8K campus tour of the University of Idaho, August 2nd, 2021. So we'll watch this. I haven't watched this one yet. W. Smith, it sounds to me like they have a Brian Kohberger problem. Politely tried to inform me, but I insisted it was an Alondra and Brian. Well, I think he was creeping around there, so fight me. Keep tagging me. Keep tagging me, Crouton. It's all good. Jimmy Crouton. What's X-Mix? Oh, Christmas is my birthday? No. Hey, Daff, how are you? I want to say hi to our Twitch folks and our Facebook folks, too, you guys. We are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch when we stream live. There's the golf course that Ethan played on. I love me some homemade croutons, Flo. What are you guys talking about? A coyote? I'm talking about Buddy, the dog. He was filleted, and someone kept the pelt. It had to be a human attack. They said that they kept the pelt. And he was filleted like a fish, his mom said. Thanks, Global, for recognizing the others. Do you guys think that there's more to Hannah Clear's death? Or do you think that that really was overdose of sleeping pills? That never sat right with me either. There's a few deaths in Moscow that didn't sit right with me. And I wonder if we will get more charges on Kohberger. Bartman, harsh times 777. What are you doing? I just remembered I'm afraid of heights. Oh, no. Where'd they find the collar? How do you know that? Did Buddy's parents say that? Don't forget there was also a small brain found on the dumpster of the Sigma Chi house or Sigma Chi house, whatever it's called. Sigma Chi. There was a small brain on November 13th at 11 a.m. reported to the Moscow police by a parent. We don't know when he was in PA and when he was in Moscow. We have no idea Brian Kohberger's whereabouts. We have no idea, Glenna. There's no way you could possibly know where he was. There's no way you could possibly know where he was because we don't know the details yet. Because I believe he was in Moscow and Pullman way before we think. I don't think Brent Kopaka was necessarily involved. I think BK was trying to frame him for it. Me too. Christine, it is sus to me as well. Yeah, she was the one that was allegedly bullied or something. People were saying Kopaka had the. Okay, I can't. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't listen to these YouTubers that bring shit that make stuff up. You just can't. Hi. Somebody wants to say hi, and then we're gonna sign off. Can you say hello? Hello. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
All right, I'm almost done. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap this up. I don't believe his mother was on Reddit. I think that was him. And I think that was done on purpose because I don't think Marianne Kohberger just suddenly went on Reddit to talk about her son. She had no other social media. She has no other Reddit other than to go on there and put Brian Kohberger's timeline in Reddit. I don't believe it. You live in Scranton, Bartman? Did you know Brian Kohberger? That's weird.
Creep town, dude.
I don't believe that picture at all. Women are sacred. I think people make stuff up. I think that they do that to mess with you. And no, I don't think Brent Kopaka had Buddy's collar. And I don't even think that was Buddy's collar anyways. Maybe Kopaka had a dog that died and that was his dog's collar.
Roly-poly, daddy's little Betty. Betty's gonna be a man someday.
So listen, guys, we're gonna continue over in Discord. You're not gonna want to miss it. I'll be live again tomorrow. I'm not sure about what. Hopefully, we will have the Epstein records tomorrow. Thank you for that, Jeff H. And I want to thank everybody for their support today. And if you are a member, don't forget to come over in the Discord and join us over there. We have a lot of fun. And I'm glad that a lot of you are not all pro Gypsy Rose because I have a huge problem with that. Hannah Claire was bullied hard. She wasn't even found for 3 days, not even by her roommates, right? Because she was very to herself. I hate the Kopaka rumors, too. I do, too. You guys are amazing. Thank you for listening today. We'll catch up tomorrow. Whatever happens between now and then, we'll see. But you know what? I'll see you guys tomorrow. And have a good night. Make sure you hit the like if you haven't already. And subscribe, right? Say subscribe. You don't know how. All right, guys, I'm out. Let's roll our credits, and I'll see you guys later.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, 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 damn. You wanna be with me. You wanna wanna feel, feels unreal, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Hanging my shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you
Is it one Jennifer or two Jennifers?
Bye, Jennifer. Thanks so much, Jennifer.
Hello!
Not right now, man.